whenever you're ready.
First, you had print ads. Nobody looks at these anymore. Then, telemarketing. You used to take 3 calls to reach a prospect. Now it takes 8. Finally, mobile marketing. Nope. You guys swipe right past those 2. The most effective form of marketing has always been face-to-face, kind of like what we're doing right now. And 3D printing just made it better.
BluePrint saw an opportunity to turn vision into reality. We create 3D printed business solutions, providing new marketing material, prototyping services, and architectural models. We became an LLC with 6 owners just 3 months ago in October 2017.
My name is Yasmin Prasad. As CEO, it's important to me to increase collaboration on all projects and all meetings. Our open floor plan strengthens this, with no office doors and no secluded areas. As a startup, we follow a traditional corporate structure, with management maintaining our mission and vision, and our HR director providing professional development workshops and employee improvement plans, improving company culture. With the click of a button, employees log into Trello and Discord for outlining priorities and setting up conference calls. These tools streamline communication online and in person. Short term, by launching our 5 to 5 Pledge project, our company donates 5% of our profit and employees volunteer 5 days a year for community service. Positive PR will increase exposure and revenue, much like the experience we've seen in that of Walmart and Target. Long term, we see a major opportunity in startup New York, possibly allowing us to operate tax-free for 10 years. It's entering the 3D printing industry that will make all of this possible.
We own 100% of the 3D marketing VE, and our 3D solutions improve personal sales strategies. There are over 500 US firms in VE, and all of them have access to trade shows. Trade shows generate the most amount of revenue. Why? The value of face-to-face interaction, and none of our 29 competitors take advantage of it. 3D printing is projected to get 300% faster, while becoming 50% cheaper, therefore having the ability to impact every industry. And the best use for 3D printing is customization. Just take a look at NASA. They send 3D printers into space to create custom replacement parts and tools for the International Space Station. They reported that 3D printing increased their efficiency while decreasing their production cost. We utilize 3D printing in the same way by offering customizable products to our clients.
As 3D printing improves in efficiency, we recognize our biggest operational risk. Instead of purchasing one top-of-the-line printer for $50,000, we purchased 20 MakerBot replicators that came out in 2014. Purchasing older models was a risk, but it actually improved our production time. Therefore, we're able to focus more on our marketing to generate our sales.
Sales are generated through effective marketing. We've added 2 P's, process and people, to the 5 P's. Great companies are built on great products. Our firm has 3 product lines: promotional items, prototypes, and architectural models. Promotional items increase brand awareness and evolve face-to-face marketing, while our prototyping line gives entrepreneurs the ability to see and feel inventions they conceptualized.
Our pricing table shows an initial fee and a development fee. At BluePrint, we sell a new image and revenue driver just for you.
We utilize 4 promotional strategies in order to reach our target market, but today we'll focus on the AIDA strategy: attention, interest, desire, but most importantly, client action. This is the foundation for our marketing strategies used at trade shows. Sample prints and 3D printers will pique client interest, eventually allowing us to close a sale.
Promotions, of course, lead to sales. So we have a client-focused process, which includes contacting our clients a minimum of 4 times during the process of their order. Something unique for our clients that we do not see often in the industry is us offering a live stream video of our products printing through our website. This will ensure total satisfaction.
Customer profiling helps us determine that the most lucrative strategy would be to sell directly to businesses. Businesses spending has increased over 4% this year alone. Therefore, we see the ability to sell in large volumes and earn higher revenue. BluePrint is focusing its sales efforts into regions that are heavily populated with VE firms. the Northeast, Southeast, and West Coast. These companies will have to market themselves in a completely different manner in order to compete. The young minds that run these VE firms are progressive thinkers. They're constantly trying to set their own trends and overlook the conventional. We provide that edge that they're looking for. Our marketing team also uses a SWOT analysis to provide the best service we can.
BluePrint's greatest internal strength is that our operation and production teams share the same office. This leads to an increase in communication and efficiency. The variable loan is our greatest weakness. It forces us to tighten our budgets. As a result, our finance team has to constantly cut operational costs, although they identified a key opportunity to be a part of Startup New York. This will help us further cut our expenses and pay our loan earlier than we anticipated. Our external threat comes from technological improvements. As printers become more affordable, companies can purchase them on their own. With our experienced team, we're provided with a competitive advantage, eliminating the learning curve and providing a quick turnaround time.
We have no direct competitors in VE. An indirect competitor would be T-Squared Media. We compete with them in the advertising sector. While we use 3D printing, they use social platforms, which are still static. In fact, more than 60% of viewers, including yourselves, would consider them intrusive and annoying. Our interactive, face-to-face strategy, on the other hand, gives our clients the opportunity to readjust their pitches, keeping their audience engaged and leaving them with a very interesting product. Our real-world competitor, UPS, also does 3D printing, but they outsource their designs, and we do not. We take care of both design work and production in-house, making it easier to keep our clients updated on the progress of their order and make any adjustments that they would like, ensuring a much happier client than UPS is.
We use PEST in order to make smarter business decisions, allowing us to be proactive and not reactive. Our social analysis helps us strengthen our consumer loyalty. At least 80% of US consumers prefer purchasing domestic goods. Since we're based here in New York City, all of our products will come with a Made in USA sticker.
The finance department formed educated financial decisions by analyzing current economic conditions and determined it is an ideal time to start a new business. Welcome to the Goldilocks economy. Low inflation, low unemployment, increased consumer spending, and moderate growth.
We believe low inflation comes from the Amazon effect. Pricing competition leads to lower prices and therefore increased consumer spending. Companies will generate higher revenues and have more money to invest into 3D marketing strategies, such as what BluePrint offers.
We predict that by Q4 2017, online sales will hit $459 billion. With this in mind, BluePrint will focus efforts on creating an easy-to-use website and mobile experience. 96% of new businesses fail within the first 5 years because they can't pay their bills. The problem? Most CEOs focus on profits. BluePrint focuses on debt. Our goal? To be out of debt by May, reinvest profits back into the company, and attract new investors, turning financial risks into financial opportunities.
A healthy economy means increased business spending, which result in greater revenues from our business-to-business sales. In November alone, we have met and surpassed the projections by $50,000 more. Based on our balance sheet, our cash flow shows optimistic outlook for this year, helping us determine that paying off the remaining loan won't be a concern for us this year. With $1.2 million in total revenue, we anticipate a net profit of $220,000. Now let's take a look at our break-even analysis. BluePrint will break even in February with a total sale of 600,000 rands and a profit margin of 18%, marking a strong close to our first year of operation.
BluePrint has found a niche in an empty market. We are positioned to capitalize on a growing 3D printing industry. We will surpass projections for the year, we will end the year with no debt, and we will earn a healthy profit. With that in mind, I have but one question. Why wouldn't you want to be a part of that growth?
A quick question for you guys. Obviously, you mentioned that you not to buy all the machines and on the list. But it makes sense also to cost like that. As the technology advances, what are your plans? Because it's not only going to be about price, it's going to be about quality and speed. That's what buying the assets they're taking?
Thank you for your question. As BluePrint gets out of debt and begins to focus on profit, we plan on reinvesting our money into buying new printers. Therefore, we're able to expand it internationally and into different industries.
I had a question about your sales force. On one of your graphs, you showed that most of your sales came from face-to-face or business-to-business, and from trade shows, and a very small amount came from your website. What kind of sales force do you have? How do you track these people? What portion of your financials could you kind of pass through there? I couldn't really tell how much you're spending on, what percentage you're spending on salaries.
Thank you for the question. Can you go to the cash budget slide? So there is our cash budget showing each breakdowns with websites, business to business, ratios, and non-BD. On the bottom, we have our salaries, which is $650,000, and our total operating expenses is $900,000. Yes.
Any other questions? Any business?
You guys are pretty good. Another question. You mentioned that there are other marketing firms out there who are using social platforms, right? The rest of the world, and this is VE or the real world, considers the sales process to be very, very invasive, right? I mean, you're looking at every single website out there. There's a car website. There's, we mentioned wealth management. Nobody wants to be sold, right? Yet you're weighing really heavily on a human sales force and the fact that your VE people, consumers, customers, business clients are going to be selling. Can you explain that?
Can you kind of rephrase your question, please?
Sure. Simplify? Yeah?
Yeah.
Nobody likes to be sold. And millennials prove that, and still Generation Z. But you're relying very heavily on the sales process. Can you explain how your firm is going to kind of reinvigorate the sales process through your 3D printing?
Thank you for your question. Well, at BluePrint, we believe that we excel in unique, leave-behind materials that help boost brand awareness. So when these companies visit trade shows, most of the revenue that are generated is at trade shows, which is in one day, compared to how much they make within the rest of the month from websites or business-to-business sales or through any other forms of sales. So we believe that, as you can see, our face-to-face marketing strategies, it does work because clients continue to return to us, such as New Apps and Matchway.
We have time for one more question.
Besides your nice name tags and the glasses you showed us, can you tell us what other products that you created for companies with these 3D printers?
If you could just quickly, yeah. So we excel in. We have 3 product lines: promotional items, rapid prototypes, and scaled architectural models. Our promotional items are our most popular items because, as I previously mentioned, they help excel brand awareness. So, for example, like a clothing company like Matchwear, we can make them custom cufflinks, or a company like New Apps, we can make them phone cases or phone holders. We don't just sell these nameplates or 3D print your company's name on a piece of plastic. No, we help build that personal experience between you and your client.
Great, thank you so much. Another round of applause.
So, some part of your presentation, you mentioned that the current economy, low interest, low inflation, and why do you focus on pay back the debt right now? Because the interest rate could actually increase down the road. So why don't you leverage what you have, expand your business?
Thank you for your question. Because as Allison had mentioned, 96 of the new business fail because they can't pay back their bills. And with the interest rate hitting another hike, being 1.5%, and we predict it to be 2% to slow the economy down, we want to pay back our loan before the end of this year to to prevent the situation where we pay higher loan payments than expected. And this helps us to reduce our expenses.
You mentioned there's 3 product lines. Can you guys give us more color on like what percentage of the business each are, and like what you see the future growth is? And the second question is, are there additional, you guys see additional innovation in 3D modeling that could potentially expand?
Yes, can you repeat the first question, please?
Yeah, there's 3, I guess, product lines that you're
Yes.
selling to enterprises and consumers. Can you break down what percentage each is of the business, and which is your kind of fastest growing segment? And the second question is, do you guys see future innovation in 3D where you'll be able to expand beyond these items?
Yes. To answer the first part of your question, our fastest growing product line would have to be our promotional items. Companies like New Apps and Matchware constantly return to us because they see the effectiveness behind face-to-face marketing when they enter trade shows. And an industry and a product line that we might add to BluePrint would have to be expanding into the medical industry, and our CPO Michael Korpakis could further elaborate on that.
Thank you for your question.
Yeah.
As we create more revenue, we will update our printers. Updating our printers will lead us to getting into new industries. An industry we would like to get into would be the medical industry. The medical industry is continuously implementing 3D printing into the industry. As you can see here, they're implementing it to create bionic arms. Bionic arms usually cost a range from $42,000. A lot of people cannot afford that and have to live with the burden and not being able to afford it. So 3D printing solves this issue by making them as cheap as $50. I know it sounds unrealistic, but it is. The thing is, this gives people the opportunity to use the 3D printing industry as a way to help for themselves. That's why we would like to enter the 3D printing, the medical industry.
Since you're real pioneers in this industry, and you, as you said, you have no competition here in BE, are you thinking very hard about the competition that's going to come along in future years and how you're going to be able to keep your competitive advantage when you're not the only ones there?
Thank you for your question. At that point, BluePrint will already have the experience necessary to overcome all the obstacles that we overcame this year alone. At that point, other companies would already be behind. So that remains our competitive advantage, experience.
So you guys did a pretty good job of laying out an executive team. It looks like most of it's full. What is the next most important hire that you need to make?
Thank you for your question. So I know you guys have seen in recent headlines like the debate with H&M having all these issues, like you guys have seen in recent media updates. So right now in our society, everyone is constantly providing this voice and this input on all things. So one thing that we want to bring as a new hiree to BluePrint would be a legal team that really consists of handling these issues that are set in society, and to really make sure that we can really target the right people in a really great way. And also on this legal team, we would also have a public relations manager to make sure that we gain positive PR.
So this is, I've seen a couple of cases last year as well. In terms of corporate design, this is quite, it's a structure fitting a very existing established company. And actually I've seen this from many startups in the BE. Do you guys actually think this is feasible for a startup? When you're still trying to struggle to pay the debt? When do you actually think you should be 100% mapped to this chart?
I will also let my CFO, Jim, elaborate on this afterwards regarding our debt, but in my case, I do think that this is a feasible structure, mainly because I had mentioned before our open floor plan really allows us to have this flexibility also in this corporate structure. With our open floor plan, employees can collaborate with one another instead of sticking to just their assigned roles. And also our experienced team, we have many employees experienced in many fields. For instance, our director of products is able to go over to the graphics department with our open floor plan and help on any projects and ideas, and it really seems like a feasible idea to have this structure involved.
Thank you. And in terms of our plan, Amy, can you go through the actual versus projections? So for our loan payments, we will be paying down in 7-month payment, with each month being $36,000. And this is our income statement for November and December, our first 2-month operation. As you can see, we have met and surpassed our projections, maybe even twice as much as we projected. So this will help us to see that we will be able to divide the loan. And as for the employee salaries, because we have very upper management and a lot of lower and middle managements, this helps us to reduce our expenses.
Do you guys think about like how AI, artificial intelligence, may impact 3D industry at all? I don't know, it may not be relevant, but I'm just thinking like in terms of like those new products. And then also on the medical, have you guys thought about like what the potential regulations might be, or like kind of to, you know, expand from the market you are today to something that's highly regulated like the medical industry?
Thank you for your question.
Yeah.
For the medical industry, right, as our CEO mentioned, we will have a legal team. Having a legal team will help us figure out what are going to be the steps for us to get into this. But as we do create more revenue and as we do update our printers, it will allow us to. And the legal team will push through all the legal obstacles that we will have.
I'd like to speak on the topic of artificial intelligence. As a 3D printing company, our mission is to go from turning vision into reality. And we also want to contend with technological advancements. We make it a goal to follow along with new trends. So in the future, if artificial intelligence reaches a point where it would affect our 3D printing industry, well then we can have certain ways to work around this. Maybe 3D printing will provide a certain part for this. Instead of looking at all the negatives of this, we really want to look at the positives in order to improve our company.
On the org chart, was there like a chief technology or someone that's focused on it?
We have this is our CPO, Chief Products Officer.
Chief Product Officer,
Yeah. I'm experienced in the 3D printing industry.
Awesome.
That's enough time for question Q&A. Thank you.
You need to play